What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Fringy123 here. Now, I know I posted a video earlier today that was regarding the Xbox One DRM, but another interesting thing has popped up that caught my eye, and I wanted to discuss this and kind of break down some of the things that we see in this, and that is the PlayStation 4 user interface. Now, we hadn't actually seen much of the user interface. We saw a bit of it at the PlayStation reveal event, but unlike the Xbox One, we didn't see any sort of in-action sort of demo of the user interface. But now this video has leaked that shows the user interface, and while it was like, I mean, most people just assume, yeah, this is legit. It looks similar to the user interface that we saw in the demo, but it was never confirmed until today, where Sony has confirmed that this is actually in-game. And there are a couple of important things that we need to note about the new user interface, and that is that it's been overhauled completely compared to the XMB that was used in the PlayStation 3 and the PSP. As opposed to the Xbox One, which has had just some minor tweaks, this is a complete overhaul, and the PlayStation 4 user interface has kind of adopted what we've seen in the Microsoft and Xbox sort of thing with the whole tiles, and it actually makes it seem more vibrant and alive because it takes up more of the screen. It seems like more's happening and it's less bare bones as the XMB, which kind of turned a lot of people off of that. So it's good that they've done this, and there are a couple of important things that are on the main menu that we can see. One of them is the game in sort of like more at the top, but we also see things like other people posting their videos of their runs in games, the friends and their achievements, things like that, and even recommendations for like other games that Sony recommends you based on what you play, which is pretty interesting. So we actually see during the demo that he just swaps seamlessly from playing Knack, one of the PlayStation 4 launch titles, and swapping to like seeing his friends list, which is kind of interesting considering that was the main market for the Xbox One, except that takes up more of the RAM for the Xbox One, which is supposedly meant to take up 3 gigabytes of the 8 gigabytes of RAM, as opposed to the PlayStation 4, which only uses 1. So it's important to note that it's interesting. There's a feed on the user interface as well that says what's new. I think that might be the home menu, and on that it does have people's videos that they posted using the share button, which is pretty cool. It also has recommendations for games to download off the PlayStation Store, and he's also able to watch how his friend plays the game so that he figures out how to beat a level or unlock a trophy or what have you. So it is pretty interesting. However, there's something that I do want to criticize, and I'm not sure how, like, the sort of real world use for a couple of things. The first thing is they're trying to market it as more of like sort of like Facebook, where you actually have the proper names of your friends and things like that, so you actually see the proper name. But the thing is, a lot of people are just going to stick to their anonymous persona, like their username or gamer tag. Like, I would just use mine, Fringer123. I mean, I prefer not to have my name or my picture on anything, because then other people can just see it, and unless they implement some privacy things, I think a lot of people will do that too if there's no real incentive. So that's a bit iffy to me. The other thing that they kind of made a big deal out of in this trailer is a friend talks to the main guy in the ad and pretty much asks him for some help in Killzone Shadowfall. And so the guy seems to seamlessly buy the game and then download the multiplayer. He gets to choose what portion of the game he wants to download first, and I think this will probably only apply for first party. I mean, we've got to be serious. This is probably going to be a main thing for first party games, because third party games will just do whatever the fuck, like their files will just download however the fuck they want to. I mean, they don't really have to follow Sony's rules. So the effectiveness of asking your friend, and I hope there's a feature to just like turn that shit off so I don't just get calls randomly from someone telling me to help them in the game. But I mean, it's a cool thing that they're trying to do. It also notifies of when your friend also buys a game, which I think is pretty cool, because it means that you can know, oh, okay, so my friend's got this game, so maybe it would be feasible of me to buy that game. They've also redone the messaging in the user interface, so it's more like Facebook or other social networking sites. It's just seamless. The controller seems to blend well with predictive text, which is always good when you're using a controller. And I thought that was pretty cool. And there was also a quick and easy way for the guy to join the match in progress, which I thought was pretty good. Though we'll have to see how all of this stuff will work with servers running full blast with the amount of people who have pre-ordered, myself included. However, I am actually really pleased with the new user interface. It's sleek, it looks good, and it has all these features that were missing on the PlayStation 3. I mean, we now know that there is cross-game chat, which is a big plus. That's a good thing. We also know that it's going to be very social, a lot of emphasis on social, which is something that was kind of lacking in the PlayStation 3, and you got to admit that the PlayStation 3 was lacking in terms of its like design for the user interface and social features. So it's great that they're implementing this, and now that this has been confirmed to be true, I've got a lot more to look forward to. And the last thing that I wanted to point out was how the girl was using her Sony Xperia Z, so I'm just going to assume on all iOS and Android devices, maybe Windows Phone, there'll be a PlayStation app that blends seamlessly with the PlayStation 4. She buys Killzone through her phone, and I think that is awesome. If I was on the bus and I said, okay, so I don't have to wait until I get home, I can just say, alright, press this, because I know the PlayStation 4 resumes immediately from playing a game, so this is good stuff. And Sony, and this secondary processor for downloading games that they said they put in is a good thing if you think about it. It can never be a bad thing. It's a good thing because it means that if you're downloading, it doesn't affect the game, and it means that you can just go straight into it, and that's awesome. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this user interface deal. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to subscribe to see my Fringy News segment where I talk about the gaming news, and my commentaries and rants and things like this, where I just talk about the state of the gaming industry and these cool things that are happening in gaming. Remember that if you enjoyed this, to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.